Good afternoon, everyone. Soap Tires Broadcasting presents iROC Challenge Series mini season 1 to qualify into season 3. This is Brian McCann up in the booth. I got Neil Quick with me.
Hey Brian, good evening, man.
How you doing?
Doing good. Sound like you had a mouthful there getting that out, the mini-series 2 there.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Season
5
2.
computer screens here, and it's a little overwhelming.
I totally understand, man. Yeah, it looks like we got a good group of guys in here for a race tonight.
Yep, they're about ready to head to qualifying. Just real quick, I'll go over what season 3 is. We have 15 guys from season 2 that have already qualified into season 3. Everybody running tonight in the mini season 1 is trying to qualify their way into season 3. The top 5 after mini season 1 will advance to season 3. Same with mini season 2 when it begins. We'll switch over to here are your season 3 qualifiers. I'm not going to go through that list of names because we're going to go try to catch some of these guys qualifying, but I will go over last week's point standings. Paul Buzzle was your winner at, I believe it was Daytona. Here's your list. Pretty much Daytona is a anybody can win kind of deal. There was some caution flags that were thrown sometimes and were not because they were thrown by iRacing, the simulator. Tonight the caution flags will be thrown by Chris Wally. He is watching the race and he will be doing that manually.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit better. I know last week watching some of the highlights and stuff, there was a couple incidents that I'm sure some of those guys wish it would have went yellow for them.
So let's jump into practice is still running. Actually, I miscalculated it by 10 minutes. It looks like they still have looks like they still have 9 minutes. So what we can do is go on break. I'll show some of the season 3 promo videos, and we'll catch back up with you in about 9 minutes. And practice is over. I'm going to head on into qualifying, see who jumps on the track first, and follow them around.
Some good looking truck schemes.
Got Doug Thomas on the track. Coming around to take the green flag. Looks like there's about half the field out in qualifying right now. I'm hoping this leaderboard will show us as they complete a lap. I believe it will, but once again, I've never done this before, so this is the first time. And if anybody's curious, if we make any mistakes tonight, it's all Neil's fault.
I'll take blame for it. I guarantee there's going to be some mistakes.
It's like Serbo has set the fastest lap to beat now, 51.54. Excuse me, 31.54. Bauer just beat him with a 0.46. Let's switch over to Serbo to see if he can get his no, I think he's cooling down now. He's already finished his lap. Let's see what Tim sets here. Come around, finish his second lap. Looks like his first lap's going to remain on the pole. Trying to find somebody that's still qualified. Steve Singer. Oh, Singer sets third position. Let's see who else is out. Dakota Clark. Looks like Tim Hammond is still hanging on to that pole position. I think Dakota Clark's first lap was his quickest. And we just had Funkhauser pull out a second place.
Yeah, he ran a 2.85.
Who else is on the track? Looks like everybody has completed their qualifying. I don't see anybody else on the track. Nope, we got Matthew Kopp.
Yeah, Matthew Kopp. I'll see him. See if Matthew can take and put her in the top 5 here.
See, this is his first lap.
It is. It's kind of real interesting watching Matthew's line, kind of like what we were talking a little bit earlier about Brian, is the fact that trucks look a little bit on the loose side, and trying to get them down there on that white line might be upsetting them up a little bit. Looks like they're maybe a car and a half up a little bit in the corners here.
Yeah, in that practice session, watching that rear end looked a little happy.
It looks like it's gonna really put some guys in some tough situations, especially straight out there on the cold tires, if you know what I mean. Those first handful of laps.
And Cop did move up to 8th position there. We do have another car on track, Hunter Clark. Oh, we have 2 Clarks, Hunter Clark and Dakota Clark.
Oh, there you go. Even in the mini series, we got a set of brothers. Hunter looks like he's got his hands full with that old 51.
It says 51 on his card, but in the game he is listed as number 3 in 12th position. That might be a little confusing while we watch it. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I just missed that.
All right, there's nobody else on the track, so looks like we have 3 minutes. Tonight's race is brought to you by Spartan Logistics Management. We're about ready to go start the grid here in 20 seconds. And we have Tim Hammond sitting on the pole, Joshua Funkhauser in second, Matt Henry in third, Joshua Sobel in fourth, Steve Singer fifth, Matthew Brower sixth, Tony Serbo seventh, Matthew Kopp eighth, Paul Buzzle, let me flip my screen, is in ninth, Doug Thomas in 10th, Hendrickson in 11th, Hunter Clark and Dakota Clark in 12th and 13th, and Stephen Hutchison in 14th. Chris Wally is on the board, but he is not racing. He is spectating, and he will be throwing cautions. So what's your predictions tonight, Neil?
Just kind of look at the qualifying times, Brian, and just kind of looking the way the field stacks up. You got a handful of guys there at the top that are pretty close. I was kind of thinking just between me and you, kind of the way that racing through the season, looking at a 50-lap race here at Atlanta, would you be going out using it as a sprint, or would you be kind of saving something?
I would probably be going out fairly strong. I believe they're running on a 50% fuel tank, and I don't know how many laps they get on that, but I'm going to assume that's a one pit stop.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Kind of looking at it and seeing where they're at, and the only thing that kind of brings a little bit of skepticism on my part is like we've been talking about the car setup, or the truck setup in this case, being a little bit loose. So be interesting to see how these guys start off and what kind of pace they maintain here.
And iRacing did release some updates to this track today. I did not read the notes entirely, but I did skim over and saw a section about updating the high line. I don't know what that means. I'm kind of curious if that will open the track up to be multi-groove, so we're going to see it here tonight.
It will definitely be interesting. I know a lot of the iRacers have really been voicing their opinion of having more of a multi-groove setup on a lot of these tracks, and when you turn the TV on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you see these guys going to the top and the bottom and having racing like that, and in the past we've seen Atlanta really provide great racing because it does have a high groove. So be kind of interesting to see if that really does open up, and what kind of racing it provides for us tonight.
And the pace car is about to pull off, and we're about ready to go green. Do you have any predictions of who's going to win, Neil?
You know, going through here and looking at everybody, I'm going to have to go with last week's winner, Paul Buzzle. Kind of a modified guy, but I see that we've got a accident here on the front stretch at the start.
Yes, we have. Let's see what that's all about. Looks like there was one car and just started to spin. Could it be
heavy damage?
Could it be right off the start, some tire spin maybe?
I would say so, absolutely.
See if we can go back and get a different angle on that. Oh, that was a little early, a little late.
That's going to change a lot of things right off the start here for everybody.
That was the car number, the paint scheme on that car was number 6, but I don't see that on my scoreboard. I don't know their in-game. Oh, okay,
number
I see
9.
it now. 9. So that was Paul Buzzle and Steve Singer.
Just goes for my luck. I go to pick the winner, and 2 seconds later, he's winded up on the start.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
It's the broadcaster curse.
Absolutely.
Who did I hear that from? Was that our buddies in 10-4 Broadcasting who are Both of them are in
Yeah.
here racing tonight, correct? That would be Tim Hammond and Joshua Sobel.
Yes. Some guys got some heavy damage. Looking at the 22 of Cop, and he's got both ends of it there.
Definitely. Let's check on that pace car. Is it lights are not out? Let's see if we can maybe go back to the start. It's not the start. I usually hate doing it this way, but let's do it this way anyway. Yeah, it looks like there was quite a few guys there that had issues right off that start, because you could see the 19.6. I think I saw the 2 just kind of get a little sideways. So there has to be some tire spin
It
off
looks
that
like,
start.
yeah, it definitely looks like there's a couple different incidents that happen. I mean, it's you kind of see the 6, and then the yeah, he kind of comes across there.
And I believe there is one quick repair in this mini season. So those guys who do have heavy damage, they can definitely go into the pits and get their cars fixed, and they should not go a lap down. So we should be all right to go here. The lights are still on the pace car. You know, we're working on the assumption that it is a one pit stop strategy if it goes green. Would you or would you not take tires? That might come into play here, assuming it goes green.
Well, from the few laps that I did put in on the track, with the way the right rear is wearing on this, absolutely. Now, do they only have one set or two set of tires in this race?
I don't know.
I mean, if it
Mike?
was the McCann strategy, I mean, we'd be holding onto that set of tires to the last caution and possibility of usually that green white checker.
Yeah, if there's a lot of cautions and you know it's probably a good possibility, and that's a decent strategy to hold on those tires, especially like you say, if the tires are dropping off that bad, then having that extra set at the end of the race can really just make it a breeze to win.
Absolutely.
And the lights are out on the pace car, so we will be going green again. Let's see if we can switch to a little zoomed out version, capture more cars here. Might be a little too zoomed out. Ooh, tire spin up front.
Wow.
That must be a slick track. Looks like there was one accident at the rear. Green flag is still out.
Looks like the 5 car has got some major damage.
I believe that is Doug Thomas. Yep. Right up front with Tim. See what his lap times are. He just set a 35, almost flat. Got a 2-car pull away here up front and a 4-car pack behind that. Number 57 car has some damage. 11 car as well.
Definitely watching the 98, tracking down Tim up front there, and interesting, definitely the grooves that these guys are running.
Yeah, they're staying off that white line, it looks like.
Definitely from iRacing past season builds and the way Atlanta was, it's as wide open as you can, and trying to get that thing pulled down to that white line. And really, the few laps that I ran earlier, it feels totally different.
Let's go on through the back of the field here. Let's see where everybody's at. We're looking at Steven Hutchison and Dakota Clark battling back here for 7th and 8th position. Paul Buzzle is still on the track. I believe he was one of the first incidents that had damage. He's currently sitting in 9th. He was our winner from last week. Hunter Clark looks like he has damage as well. Steve Singer, this car looks relatively clean. Matthew Kopp in 12th. Hendrickson in 13th. Go back up front to Tim. It looks like he's building a little gap on Brower there. Sitting
It
about
looks like he's
half a second.
stretching it out there, but third place looks like it's closing in here.
Yeah, Matt Henry is definitely...
Matt Henry.
Yeah, charging up the field there a little bit. Looking at their lap times, they are all about the same, turning 31.4s.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like everybody's just getting all spread out. Don't really see any too wide action going on. Let's watch Matt Henry. Let's see if he can close that gap anymore. Feel like I saw Matthew Brower just step the rear end out a little bit coming out of turn 2.
I was going to say the same thing with Tim. It looks like they're using that right rear coming off of 2, and as Matthew started to close in a little bit, Tim kind of checked up and pulled away from him. So
Looks like we might have a battle back here. Sobel gets sideways.
yeah, he was see the side of the truck coming at you.
He does have damage, so I'm not sure how much that is affecting his handling.
Matthew's definitely keeping Tim honest, keeping the interval about the same.
Yeah, the top 3 are running 31.4s, and then the 4th, 5th, and 6th are running 31.5s.
See Matthew creeping up another car length higher in the corners. That's probably saving tires a little bit there, keeping them cooler.
Yeah, it looks like the name of the game tonight is to save that right rear. He has been reeling in Tim Hammond a little bit. up to 3/10.
Yeah.
Oh, and he hits the
getting a
wall.
wall. Yeah, you got the wall coming out too there.
That is definitely not going to help.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some right front damage there. And a little on the right rear.
Yeah, everybody looks like they're kind of navigating up to that top line. Or at least the midline.
I think as the race progresses and the changes, track condition changes, I think you're going to see more go up there.
Yeah, that's really interesting because from my memory, it seemed like this track was a sort of a strictly hug the apron.
It was strictly a kind of a bottom feeder, and iRacing's definitely changed made some changes. So it's tops up here, bud, tonight.
I would love to be in there racing with him.
Yes, absolutely. What do we got? A month to wait on before we get back out there with these guys?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think it's
May?
about a month or a
May?
month and a half.
Yeah, May.
Yeah, May. Is it like mid-May, I believe?
I think so. I'm definitely excited. I hope you are too, to get out there and run these trucks.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that the trucks are gonna make it a little interesting, especially if from what I'm seeing here, that iRacing has made these changes at some of these tracks. That's gonna break my old habits and make me learn new things.
Oh, come on now. You got to bust the notebook out. Well, I mean, as we're sitting here talking about it, Kevin's sitting at home he's just licking his chops.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's faster than me in the trucks. I don't know where he got that from, but we'll have to settle that on the track, I guess.
Well, it's exciting to watch these guys running tonight, and with the guys that we run with. I know Kevin, your brother, yourself, and Jesse King really does a good job, and both Chris and Brandon Mefford also. So Chris Wally, really going to be kind of an exciting series. Looking forward to it, and a lot of good sponsors coming on board too.
I'm kind of watching my feed here. There has not been a lot of passes. We just had Sobel pass Serbo. Yeah, but I believe that was a pit. Dakota Clark
Serbo
and Sobel. Yep, both of them pitted. Let's see, what lap are we on? 23. So it could be a fuel strategy here. Let's see if he takes tires. Yep, he looks like he's taking tires. Could be a pretty good strategy. If they come back out new tires, they'll gain a lot of time on the guys out there still on old tires. So I guess the question is, where will they end up? When the checker flag waves, no cautions come out, they might be sitting pretty.
Yeah, the way the guys have spaced themselves out, I think I would be looking at a long-term or possibly going green to the end type situation right here.
Yeah, the chances of a cautions are very slim, it looks like. Matt Henry's gonna maybe try to pass Tim Hammond here in a second.
Both coming in.
Yeah. Thought for a second there the caution came out, but it was still green. It's just that they're pitting.
Looks like Matt's got a little right rear damage.
Yeah.
Maybe just looking at it. I don't know. What they may caught the wall with the right rear there.
Let's go back on track to Tony Serbo, who pitted 3 laps earlier. He's coming around. It looks like he will make it back around the guys who just went into the pit. So there's a good chance here Tony will become the leader. Looks like those group that just pitted have come out of the pits, and there they are at the bottom of the track.
I think Tony was a lap down though.
Tony has just now taken a lead.
Okay.
But Tim and Matt came out of the pits right behind him with with fresh set of tires. So this is could be some good racing here. And Tony is loving watching them side by side race right now.
Absolutely.
Looks like we got some action back here. Bauer, Sobel, and Funkhauser. 3-way battle. Looks like Sobel did take his quick repair, so he does have a fresh truck now. I remember earlier he had some damage. Let's check back in on Tony. Tony has just shy of a 1 second lead on Tim right now.
Yeah, I've been kind of watching the battle between Tim and Matt, and Matt was kind of up on Tim's rear spoiler there, and Tim started to pull away from him, and looks like he's closing in a little bit on Tony there for the lead.
Yeah, he is definitely gaining. It looks like he gained about 0.4 of a second last lap. They are navigating some lap traffic.
He's got a good run on the bottom side here, coming off of 2.
Yeah, just no match for those fresh tires. Even though they're 3-lap newer tires, it makes a big difference, it looks like.
And Atlanta, as fast as it is, and the pavement, the way it's wore, it's almost like a cheese grater.
Oh,
Eat
yeah.
these things up quick.
Yeah, even in qualifying, I think a lot of the fast laps were lap 1. Bauer here in 4th position. Sobel in 5th. Looks like there are 7 cars on the lead lap.
It was like Paul made it hanging tough there in 7th. I think he used a quick repair after that first incident too.
Yeah, looks like he's got a clean car. So these guys from about 3rd on back, they're hoping for that caution. We just had a pass. Let's go back up here to Matt and Tony. So let's see what Matt's lap time here is when he crosses the line. Like Tim ran a 31.3 and Matt ran a 31.4. So Tim is pulling away a little bit.
Looks like a whole lot of fun the way they're moving up the track, though. Will we see anybody go above that second seam on the top side there?
Yeah, I wonder if there's any, like, rubber, because I do believe rubber still comes into play here, right?
It does. I definitely believe it does. And I'm sure with a race that's probably got more cars in it or more trucks in it than where we're at right now. I mean, if you're running a 100+ lap race or at 100 laps and you got 30 cars out there, it'd be really neat to see how many grooves it really does have. I know you'd be up there trying it.
Oh yeah. Whatever's quickest. I do know in the trucks, the draft is a lot stronger than the ARCA cars. The ARCA cars, the draft helped a little bit, but the trucks, it helps a lot.
In last week's race, was the draft good for the trucks? I didn't really get to see a whole lot of it. I know I've been seeing some messages out there with this new build that some of the iRacers are really not necessarily complaining, but just saying there's not a whole lot of draft with the new setup with this new season.
Oh, really? Because it seems
Yeah.
like maybe like 2 seasons ago, the draft was super strong, and then they backed off of it a little bit, and now it sounds like it's changed even more.
Well, seeing some of the comments out there, there's a little bit of an inconsistency. It's almost like you get these mega runs, but as your passing cars coming through, it stalls out really hard, and by the
Yeah.
time you get to the leader, it's really tough to get by. And we've seen a little bit of that in the last build, but I think they've probably upped that a little bit.
Yeah, you hit that magical brick wall.
Uh-huh.
Quite the action here. Is that Sobel that got sidewalk? Yep. So Sobel's sitting in fourth currently, Brower in front of him. And Matt Henry, so this is a race for second, third, fourth, and fifth.
It's a good one, too.
Tim is up front and has just checked out. And we're 10 to go. Let's check back in on Tim real quick. Oh, he is in some lap traffic here, but he does have a almost 4-second lead, about 3.5 seconds. Matt Henry dives.
Ooh. Tony diving down pit road, got loose, spun into the pit wall.
See if we can jump back and watch that replay real quick. And the software didn't work right.
There's another one hitting pit road, Matthew Kopp.
You didn't happen to see why he would be coming down pit, did you?
It did not.
Looks like everybody's spread out here in the top 5. Fifth place, Joshua Funkhauser just entered the pits. Are they running out of fuel, maybe?
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Is I thought Tim pitted, but
Tim
we did
pitted.
have we had caution laps in the beginning. They could be close on fuel here.
Yeah, Tim pitted lap 25. Actually, the top 4 drivers pitted lap 25. I'm not able to tell when the drivers who just pitted what lap they pitted on before that. Wish I had that information.
Well, I got Hunter Clark just now coming off pit road.
See what Tim does here. It's 5 to go right now, coming back around. He is staying out. It's going to be 4 to go here. Tim has a almost 5-second gap on Sobel. And Sobel is slowing down quick. Is he saving fuel maybe?
I think Matt's doing the same thing. I think these guys are so close on fuel. They're trying to,
Yeah,
because Josh is really reeling in Matt down the backstretch here.
Yeah. Sobel's almost a full second or second and a half off of Tim's pace right now. Got 3 to go. Are they gonna make it? That's the question. Oh, Tim entered the pits.
Really?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they're definitely short on fuel. It doesn't look like they're gonna make it. So Tim pitting first. It's gonna give him a little advantage. That's assuming Joshua can't make it. We'll have to see who can stretch their fuel out here. Sobel, Brower, and Henry have elected to stay out. 2 to go.
Whoa. Josh Funkenhauser almost lost it off of 2.
It almost looks like Brower's out of fuel. He is slowed way down. But no, he stayed out. Sobel is currently your leader on the final lap. On the back stretch, let's see if he can make it. Looks like he might be weaving his truck, trying to find some of that fuel. I do believe he's going to coast to the finish here. There's a 7-second gap between him and Brower.
Holy cow. Fuel mileage race.
Yep, there you go. Sobel's your winner on that fuel strategy. Matt Henry is running him down, but not close enough. Matt Henry's going to take third. Brower got second, and Tim coming back around. Looks like he's going to get fourth.
Wow, the fuel reaches up against him. That's going to be a hard one to think about afterwards.
Yeah, you know, that's a tough choice. You know, do you stay out? Do you pit? And
Josh can't celebrate. He's out of fuel.
there's your winner, Joshua Sobel. Yeah, I remember from last week's race, he had a lot of tough luck in the Daytona.
Well, good for him to get one back. Congratulations, Josh, on the win.
We'll have to see if we can get these guys in the interview booth here. We'll go ahead and move them up. So I have, who is that giving Josh a push back to the pits there? It's Hendrickson.
Two. Yeah, Hendrickson.
All right, so I got Sobel and Henry in the waiting room. I do not see Brower in the list anywhere. So we will interview Matt Henry first. Matt Henry, do you have a copy? Looks like Matt Henry might be having some issues with his microphone. Matt, if you can hear me, I'm going to drop you back down to the... Oh, there you are, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So looks like you pulled a third place finish out there. It looked like it was a fuel strategy at the end. Can you run us through the race?
Yeah, we had that short caution at the beginning, and I was able to run to about halfway on fuel, and I thought I was gonna be able to run the rest of the way, but I ended up having to go like half throttle with like 10 laps to go.
Yeah, we noticed the speed started to drop off dramatically there, and Tim Hammond, who was the leader for a lot of the end of the race there, he kept his speed up, and I believe it was like 5 to go maybe. He dropped down to the pits, and second through fourth stayed out, and it looked like that second through fourth paid off there, giving you third, Sobel first, and Brower second.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they pitted. They must have pitted just a couple laps later to be able to make it like that. But yeah, just tight field, man.
So give us a little insight into what happened on the first 2 starts of the race.
For me, the tires start to spin, and I'm used to being able to just short shift it and get back onto it. So I short shifted into third, and it still came around.
Yeah, we noticed it looked like some guys were having some issues getting up to speed. We were assuming tire spin, and that's what it sounds like happened there.
Yeah. I mean, I think Atlanta's known for that.
Yeah.
Especially in these big horsepower cars.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Hey, Matt,
oh, go ahead.
Got a quick question. I know me and Brian was watching the race and watching you guys actually during the race moving up a lot. I know, just like you were talking about high horsepower Atlanta, you're usually wide open, always bottom feeding, trying to keep your speed up around the bottom. Really looked like you guys were moving up tonight. Did the cars feel more comfortable up top, or were they that loose on the bottom, or a little feedback there?
No, they actually weren't as loose as I'm used to Atlanta. Usually used to really fighting that throttle, but they got tight as the tires wore, so that's why we moved up to the top of the track. That was the fastest once the tires started to wear.
Interesting.
Just because I think that started tightening.
Yeah, great race, man. Put it on the podium tonight.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I want to thank Chris Wally for putting it on, and thank you guys for hosting it, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, let's pull in. Actually, we do have Brower in the waiting room now, so let's pull him in second place finisher. Matthew Brower, do you have a copy? Hey.
Gotcha.
Congratulations on the second place finish there.
Thank you.
So it looked like at the end of the race, fuel strategy. Take us through your race there.
Well, 19 Matt Henry, he left a pretty good gap. After I got by him, we were all kind of starving for fuel. So I was taking it corner by corner, kind of deciding when to shut off the engine, let it coast for a little bit, and then get back on it when I needed to. But I definitely came right down to the last corner there, ran out.
Yeah, that was a pretty good strategy. It looked like it was a little iffy there if some of the trucks, especially the top 5, were going to make it back to the line, but you made it work.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good fuel run.
So tell us a little bit about the track condition. We noticed a lot of the trucks were sort of staying in that mid to sort of high line.
Yeah, it seemed to be the quickest way around. Yeah, I was trying to run the bottom there for a little bit, but really wasn't coming to me, and so I moved up just a little bit and found a fast groove and stuck with it. But yeah, it was definitely a higher line than usual.
Neil, do you have any question?
No, Matt, I was just kind of listening. The question Brian asked you, just the trucks moving up and using that higher line. Um, I know we just talked to Matt Henry a little bit, and did you feel that your truck through the run got tighter or looser?
I expected it to get looser, but I can concur with Matt. It seemed to get pretty a little tight. It was good for me personally. I enjoyed it, so it seemed to work in my favor, and it was a tough one.
Did you guys feel any of the draft effects here at Atlanta, or was there not much of that there here?
I didn't really feel the draft too much. Then again, I really wasn't in up close for a truck too long. But I didn't really feel it personally.
Yeah, I seen you guys at the beginning of the race kind of space out and kind of run your times you guys were running and keeping everybody within distance. But great run, great strategy that paid off there for you in the end, and bringing it home in second, putting it on the podium tonight.
Absolutely, thanks, man.
Anybody want to give thanks to?
I want to shout out. I have a little amateur racing team, Chalmers Racing. Matt, we got Justin, Jonathan, and Richard Perks, and all my boys back watching. They're tuned in. I'm sure.
Good deal.
All right. Yep. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Let's pull Joshua Sobel in here, your race winner. Joshua Sobel.
Hello, hello.
It's a little change of events here. Usually this is the opposite. You're interviewing me, but now I'm interviewing you.
How the tables have turned.
Congratulations on the win there. It looked like that fuel strategy was the ticket for the win.
Yeah, it was pretty much a all or nothing situation, and I went with the all, and it just worked out in my favor. I ran out of fuel pretty much like right on the tri-oval, which was kind of surprising. I saved as much as I could.
Yeah, we could tell. I believe it was like the top 4 or 5 trucks there were really dropping in speed with about 3 laps to go, and Tim, who led a lot of the race there, he decided to stay in the throttle and come down into pits. But we were really surprised that you were able to stretch the fuel that far.
Yeah, I basically just turned the engine off. Once I got around Tim, so we were in the same chat together, and he was saying that he was going to go ahead and pit, and I looked down, I had about 2.5, 3 laps left, and we had about 3 laps to go. So I was like, all right, if he's going to go in, there's no sense in me pushing. So I clutched it, shut the engine off, and just coasted until I saw him go in pits, and then I kind of just stepped on it for about a half a lap, rinse and repeat, and I had like pretty much like 0.4 coming across the tri-oval. So it was couldn't go any more perfect than that.
Yeah, that was really tight, really close there at the end. Give us a little bit of insight on the start of the race there. I know there were some incidents at the beginning, and I believe you had some damage off of the first one.
Yeah, it was like the second restart. I think it was Josh, the other Josh. He, I guess, got loose, came up on me, and I had a lot of front end damage. And I felt like I was down on power, but at the same time, it didn't really feel like it. It was really weird. It's kind of back and forth. So I was like, all right, well, this is it. I'm just gonna see what I can do with it and wait for a pit stop, use my fast repair, and just hope nothing else happens. But it was weird. That first stint was very slick, and then all of a sudden the bottom lane just started working for me, and it was kind of like Atlanta how I remember racing it. This new Atlanta I am not a fan of right now. You just
That's
gotta pretty much
interesting.
relearn it.
That's interesting. This is Neil. Watching your race, Josh, we were just kind of talking to some of the other drivers about the idea of the Atlanta being a little bit different and moving up a little bit. But it definitely is. It's definitely interesting to watch you guys run it and see how everything played out, and the fuel strategy kind of came to you and fell in your lap there. It's I wish I could buy some of that luck sometimes when I'm racing those
No.
McCann guys.
Yeah, that was last week for me. I mean, I was quick last week, and unfortunately, you know, that's just how it goes. So I was looking for revenge and trying to at least prove that I can get some sort of win here. So, yeah, the track is definitely different than I was expecting. Just something to get used to. But yeah, I wish I had more than 40 minutes to practice. That's for sure.
Well, you definitely made it happen tonight.
I tried for sure. It was a lot of fun. So interesting to see how next week goes, and hopefully I can continue this.
What is next week? It's Watkins Glen, correct?
That's my all-time favorite track. I'm a huge road racer, so I think I will do very well there.
Nice. We'll have to see what happens. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got Batflip Podcast on the truck tonight. He's sponsoring me. I also got a secondary sponsor, Stay Tuned Sports, who is my primary sponsor for another league I race in. And just a huge thanks to those guys for letting me drive. And you guys always broadcasting and stuff. I don't know how often y'all do it, but y'all are killing it. And it's weird being in this seat.
Tonight was my second night, and I believe it's Neil. Is that your first night tonight?
This is the first time I did it, guys, and got a lot of learning to do still. So, but
it's once you get it down, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's fun to watch you guys race and kind of be on the opposite side of it. It's interesting to see, and it was fun watching. And congrats on the win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
See you next week.
Thank you.
All right, Neil. What else we got to talk about?
Well, I mean, Brian, we can talk about all those incidents throughout the season that we had, and well, it wasn't really me and you; it's more me and you, Kevin. But no, I had a lot of fun doing this with you tonight. Thanks for allowing me to do it.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. I'm hoping everything went good during the broadcast. I didn't see any comments come in. I don't know if that's because my comments is not working or what, but hopefully the sound was good, video was good, and commentating was good.
I just turned it off. I didn't want to see the comments. But thank you for letting me do this, and just yell if you need somebody to do it again.
Yep. Take it easy.
Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.